Hello, hello. Oh, it makes sense now. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hi, everybody. What's going on, people? Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hola. Hola, hola, hola. Because I say hello, Mr. Gray. How are you? Hello, Mr. Yusami. What's going on? Good evening. Mr. Yusami is saying good evening, everyone. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hello, Mr. Victor Meyer. How's it going? Happy Thursday, everybody. Hi, Mr. Hello, Mr. Prince. Good evening, Illinois. What's going on, girl? So when I usually come on and say hello, hello, hello. So when I just said it, I was like, oh, like that's what you're talking about. Because I never, we're not many through. Yeah, keep running and keep dancing away. I mean, it's yeah, right. How are you feeling though? You doing okay? Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello when you come on. Happy Thursday. How's everybody's week been? Mr. Bennett, you've been on my mind all day because I was expecting to get your notice today, but I don't know. But I don't want you to worry. But it just being, it was like, okay, I mean, it's ridiculous because the cases we're filing now, we're getting notices in 2 weeks. Like, if y'all can do that, why don't you just do it like the ones before? But anyway, hi everyone. Come on in, say hello when you come on. Let's get to it's a red day today. Red lips, red jumpsuit, red glasses. Can you tell that I love the color red? Can you tell that I live for the color red? Hi everybody, this is attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Yes, in all 50 states. Doesn't matter what state you live in. If it's an immigration case, if it's a case that I take on, then yes, we can be your lawyers and meet you wherever you are. Um, if you're just joining us for the first time, we do this Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. That's 9 a.m. 9 p.m. Illinois is 9 p.m. Yes. Give or take plus or minus, no, plus 10 minutes. Thereabout. 9 p.m., 9:15 ish. But I think I've been really, really good with time keeping this time. But anyway, so this is a positive platform where we all come together to talk about immigration cases, immigration journeys, answer questions or get questions answered, general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. So if you're just going to join us for the first time, say hello, let us know, and we welcome you on board. Contact number for my office is 334-341-4475. olalayalawfirm.com. Same number of WhatsApp. Subscribe to YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Olalay Immigration. Midges, just this lady. This lady that y'all, there's some days that we drop the ball. Let's just call it spade a spill. It's spade. We dropped the ball. In our bid to be, mom, super mom, super. Yeah, I was reminded this morning that we can't get it. We can't do it all. So my kid, my baby, everybody knows TJ. If you don't know TJ, then you haven't been here before. He plays basketball. That's one of the things he plays. And so they have practice gears that the practice uniforms that they have to wear for their practice because it's basketball season, yada, yada, yada. So he's got 3 pairs, and, Monday through Wednesday, he's good, and they have to do midweek laundry, so he's good for Thursday, Friday. This super mom completely forgot to do laundry. Now, in my defense, he's a 13-year-old kid. He can pick up his old clothes and put it in the laundry well, I haven't told him how to do it, but he can figure it out. Anyway, this morning he was like, do I have any clean set of practice gear? I was like, I'll be damned. Like, you got, oh, today's Thursday. I thought it was Wednesday. So it was like, see, I don't have any. I was like, oh shoot. So he was going to get in trouble. But it was a reminder that if you think you just can't get the balance, it's okay, people. Mamas, listen to me. I am, I'm one of those 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 moms. Like, I feel like I gotta do, like I already said, I'm a full-time mom and I practice law in my spare time. So I've got to be 100%. And then I try to be 100%. We drop the ball sometimes, and it's okay. It's okay. But see how God works. Because I was like, hey, tell your coach. He's like, do I need to email your coach? He goes, no. And you don't have to do that. I'll deal with it. He's all right. He's all right. That's my kid. But picked him up from soccer practice, and then he's plays soccer. Picked him up from soccer practice, and turns out the way God works, they didn't have practice today. Something came up, and they didn't have practice, so he didn't get in trouble. So now I don't have to have that mom guilt that I had it all day for nothing. But it's okay. Just keep trying your best. But anyway, come on in. Once again, our contact information is 334-341-4475. The format is questions at the end of it. So let's talk about the topic for us today, which is understanding the VAWA process. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 Immigration. Follow, share, subscribe, whatever it is you need to do. You never know who can, as Ms. Abena says all the time, you just never know who's going to benefit from you sharing the video. So we would appreciate that. And we have had some great news this week. One that takes so one of my dearest friends, also who I represented, who's been in this country since 2013, finally had her green card approved. Finally, 10 years, gone through. We get a visa. I think she came here on an F visa, but just to see people's lives change. But one of my very dearest clients, who's been on I think it's a 14-year journey. Things like that just make me very emotional. But finally, and had, I don't get me wrong, this is not talking down about any other attorney, but that's what happened to her. Got an attorney that was not really vast in a specific area of immigration. Advised her to file something else. She was already a green card holder. They're going to get her to do something else that was going to delay. Anyway, it delayed her at the end of the day. And she was, luckily for her, she was not placed in remote proceedings because God is just a merciful God. Long story short, not only is her 751 approved finally, but she is now been scheduled for oath ceremony. And we decided to do the citizenship back in April, I believe is when we filed. And just because she had become eligible, and sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time, you file a naturalization application, and that would help to speed up your I-751, because USCIS, unless you are a military member, but every one of us, the rest of us, USCIS cannot adjudicate your citizenship application without first adjudicating your 751. So if you file citizenship, that pushes you forward. And I have done that in quite a number of my cases, and knock on wood, that's what we're seeing the trend. So just to know that she is finally it's been a long journey. And she sent me this dearest notes tonight, and I was like, wow, that this is what it's all about. But my prayer is we will all come together each and every time to share news of joy with one another. So understanding the VAWA process. This is one area of my practice, immigration practice, that I get a lot of question about. People are always like, what next? What's next? What's next? Just like you may expect. Okay, let's talk about it now. So anyone who wants to know that is interested in knowing more about how this VAWA thing works, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 and si to ni white and black yeah sort of people to argue and what go don't like hey I miss it no you miss now is the time to listen. Okay, so if you don't know about Vawa, then you just I don't know where you've been, but that is so the way I like to describe Vawa is it is the same thing as a marriage-based case. The only difference is that you are filing for yourself. The online petition, you're filing that for yourself rather than your spouse. It still involves your spouse because when it comes to, because Vawa involves abused parents, abused children, abused spouses. I primarily do abuse spouses because I just don't have I did abuse parents at some point. It drained me because being a Nigerian woman, it was just not making sense to me how parents abuse it just drained me. So I stopped that completely. But it still involves your spouse if you're an abused spouse because you are going to be your own self-petitioner based on the treatment that the spouse has subjected you to. Great thing I love about is it is a confidential process. Then we call USCIS, we email them and let them know they've just been complete fools because that's not how it goes. Safe mailing address is always my office to my clients, so nothing about your VAWA case is accessible to anyone. Whenever I send anything to my VAWA clients, I always like it. Your address may not change. That's okay, but you're going to have to confirm your address for me every single time. We've got to send something to you because it's only for your own safety and to make sure you're not in harm's way in any way. So you file VAWA based on the fact that you have been the victim of an abuse from the hands of your spouse. Your spouse has to be a green card holder or they have to be a citizen. Now, green card holder, if your spouse is a green card holder, then that means that you have to, in order for you to file, so when you file a VAWA case, you can file concurrently, meaning you can file your green card application, your work authorization, as well as your advanced parole application. When you do that, as if your abuser is a citizen, you can do that all day, every day. If your abuser is a green card holder, then you've got to, first step is you stop at the visa bulletin released each month by the U.S. Department of State. Why that is important is people who are married to green card holders are preference category immigrants. That means that you have to make sure you have a visa number that is available to you before you're able to file for your green card. So you can file the VAWA petition by itself, but you have to make sure that there's a visa number available to you for you to file a 485 with your I-360. If not, USCIS will reject that part of your application and they'll send it back to you. So most people are able to file concurrent filing. Why that is important is this. You are going to understand that patience, if you've never been patient about anything in your life, you're going to learn patience when it comes to VAWA cases. Why? VAWA takes upwards of 3 years for approval. That is the reality of what we're seeing. VAWA takes anywhere from 33 months to 38 months for Vermont Service Center to approve. Right now, Vermont Service Center is the only USCIS office that is adjudicating VAWA cases. There are hundreds of thousands of VAWA cases that are pending at that office. It is a whole lot. So obviously, it's going to take them time to adjudicate and process all of those applications and petitions. So when you file your VAWA case, what do you have to prove? You've got to prove that you're married to a citizen or green card holder. You've got to prove that you've been abused. You've got to prove that you're a person of good moral character. You've got to prove that you live with the person. Shared residency, good faith, qualifying relationship. Meaning if you're married to a citizen or green card holder, and if you've been married before, every marriage you had, every prior marriage you had has been legally terminated. I don't know what's going on. Can y'all hear me on? Because on Facebook and YouTube. Can someone let me know because it keeps going In and out. That's what I'm paying Xfinity for. So when you prove all of that, you file your VAWA case. Like I said, if you're married to a citizen, good. You don't have to look at visa bulletin. If you're married to a green card holder, make sure that your priority date is current. How do you know if it's current? If it says C, or you have to wait until their working in case is filed on or before the date that you submit your VAWA petition. Once that is filed, what is the next thing to expect when you do that? When you file your VAWA case, usually USCIS obviously will send you notices, right? It used to be that we would file the VAWA cases directly with the Vermont Service Center. Earlier this year, I want to say it was this year, February this year, that was changed, where now we have the filing location for a VAWA case is the Nebraska Service Center. So if you file your VAWA case and you get a notification saying we transferred your case, or we transferred your I-360 petition to the office having jurisdiction over it, and then you get the same thing for every other companion application that you had filed with it, that's what's going on. Because it goes from Nebraska Service Center, which is now the filing location for VAWA cases, they transfer it back to the Vermont Service Center because that is still the office that adjudicates all VAWA cases. All companion applications that you filed with the I-360 will also follow your VAWA petition. Now, it's building priority dates is accruing for a priority date as far as your I-485, your I-131, your I-765. That's good. The green card application, however, is not going to be adjudicated or processed until the VAWA case has been approved. You cannot get your green card approved until your VAWA petition has been approved. That means that your green card application may not be approved for at least 3 years. That is the reality of what we're seeing. And because people are asking, let me come to USCIS now. Let me go to USCIS. Like if I was in charge of USCIS, we wouldn't even, what are we talking about? So, but that's the reality of what we're seeing. So that means that your green card application is going to sit there for as long as your VAWA case is pending. When that is filed, if you get a transfer notice, especially now, it's just meaning that they're transferring your file from the Nebraska Service Center to the Vermont Service Center. What happens after that? You get your notices, you get the transfer. Between 2 months to 7 months, USCIS issues you the prima facie determination. Within that time frame, also, you may be scheduled for biometrics if you've never filed anything with USCIS before. If you've had a case before, sometimes sometimes they may be able to reuse your prints. It just depends on USCIS. It's at their discretion. And sometimes you may have based on you filing a C9 EAD category based on your green card application, then you may have your EAD also approved about the same time. Let me say that again. If you file a C31 EAD with your green card application, you're not going to get your EAD until the VAWA case has been approved. I cannot tell you how many people call our office and like, oh, that's why I've been waiting. I've been waiting 2 years and I've been waiting 2.5 years. If it's a C31 EAD, you're going to be waiting that much longer because the C31 EAD can only be approved when your VAWA case has been approved. That means that if you're going to wait about 3 years, because that's how long it's taking the VAWA petition to be approved. However, if you want an EAD work permit while your VAWA petition is pending, that means that you must file your I-485 green card application at the same time. And then based on that, you're able to file a C9 work permit category because that is attached to a 485 that is pending. And good news now is effective September 27, they're now issuing 5-year work permits that are valid for 5 years. That is for those who have pending I-485 applications, as well as those who have pending asylum cases. 5-year work permit is what we're seeing, and it's just amazing because now you don't have to keep renewing it every year or every other year. So once you have all of that done, really it comes down to waiting. That is just the truth of the matter. And make sure I didn't miss any point. Yes, so transfer, prima facie determination, biometrics if needed, EAD based on the 485. So if you've filed an EAD with your VAWA case and you're wondering why you haven't received it, the first thing I need you to go do is go see your receipt notice. Your receipt notice will tell you the category that you filed. If it's a C31, you're not going to get it until the VAWA petition is approved. So that's where you can figure out what's going on. If it's a C9, however, it's taking them upwards of 7 months to about 12 to 14 months for the normal processing time is what we're seeing. Yours could be shorter, it could be longer, but that's the time frame. Okay, so when you're waiting, what happens? The private official, what does that do? Gives you access to benefits, public benefits, state and federal, FAFSA, financial aid, and even if, God forbid, even if your VAWA case ends up being denied, whatever benefits you have already gotten from the government is not going to count against you because you were given that qualified alien status during the time that your VAWA case was pending. So that's very helpful. Housing vouchers, food stamps, Medicaid, and that will cover you and all of your derivatives that are listed in your VAWA case. Sometimes you can see it. So again, it's not sometimes. A lot of times, a lot of people who have VAWA cases get RFEs or notice of intent to deny. NOIDs. If that happens, you respond while your case is pending. And this is another question I get a whole lot of. So, is it a good sign, or what does it mean if I keep getting my prima facie determination extended? The only thing it means is that your VAWA case is still pending, and they allow you to have access to benefits while the case is still pending. That's all. Extension of PFD is not anything scary. It just means that your prima facie determination is about to expire and they're extending it. That's all it means. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so and then when your case is finally approved, that's the good part, but that is just the beginning. Why? Because your case gets approved, but the Vermont Service Center is not the service center that's going to approve your green card application. You think, okay, we'll wait, I filed at the same time. Now, it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, that's the reality of what we're seeing. So once the VAWA case is approved, then the Vermont Service Center will send you a notification on your I-485 saying we transferred another transfer of your file to office having jurisdiction over your case. What that means is it's not going from the Vermont Service Center to the National Benefit Center. They decide if they have to forward your case to a field office based on where you live. If they're going to have to forward your case to a field office based on where you live, that's potentially because they've seen something in your record that means they have to schedule an interview for you, something that may make you inadmissible, because for the most part, most VAWA petitioners are not scheduled for interviews. So if you're scheduled for an interview, the first thing you want to do is go take a look at your file. If you haven't never done a FOIA request of your file before, you want to do. Everybody should have a FOIA record. I've got my FOIA record. What they have on me in this country? Got my FOIA record. My ex-husband, I filed for his. He hired me, and yes, he paid. It's not free because I don't work for free. Hired me to file for his mom, but he couldn't file his naturalization certificate. See, when he was married to me, I knew where everything was, but hey, that's what life is. But he couldn't find it. What did I do? I did a FOIA request on him. It was very, very creepy because imagine doing a FOIA request for somebody, for a client, and you get the record and your name is plastered all over the record. And I'm like, not only do I have my record, it's like, whoa. Like, because, I got my green card through his employment. So my name is everywhere on his record. But we're able to get his naturalization certificate, a copy of that, and his mom's case was approved. So you should always have your FOIA record so that if that happens where you get something from USCIS, we schedule an interview, you want to go back and make sure that you didn't say that you were married while you were trying to apply for a visitor visa, and then on your VAWA case, you said you were not married. If you said you were married when you applied for your visitor visa, please understand you are still married, and then you must have a divorce decree. Okay. So once that happens, if you're going to be scheduled for an interview, that happens. If not, and if you've submitted your medical report, then the next stage is an approval. If you have not submitted your medical report, then USCIS will send your request for evidence and ask you to send that in. Make sure that if you change your address, They know. Because right now I'm in the middle of fighting them for a couple of my clients because somehow in their wisest minds decided not to send me copies of their RFEs, sent it to the addresses where my clients had already moved from, in spite of notifying them that I'm the attorney of record. I'll be able to send anything to me. Now denied those 45, and now we have to file a motion to reopen. Now, can you imagine how aggravating that can be? Okay. But if your address changes, make sure you notify USCIS if you have a lawyer in your case. What I do for my clients is we just send in the AR11 form. You cannot do it online for a VAWA case. So what we do is I have them complete an AR11, send it to me. I email it to the Vermont Service Center. They send me an email response back acknowledging that they have received that, and they would update my client's information based on what they see. My office still remains a safe mailing address. It's just for the record to make sure they have the physical address change noted on my client's file. Okay, so once if there is no interview, then you're good. If there's an interview, hopefully everything goes well, and next thing is your 45 is approved. The good thing about that is everybody gets a 10-year green card. When you file for VAWA and you're not looking to do a 2-year, there's no conditional residency with VAWA. Whether you're married to a citizen, whether you're married to a green card holder, once you're approved, you're getting the 10-year green card, regardless of the length of your marriage. So if you're married for 3 months and abuse happens within those 3 months, you file for VAWA, it's approved, you're getting a 10-year green card. There is no requirement that you have to have been married to the person for at least 2 years before you can get a 10-year green card. When it comes to VAWA, she's a 2-year green card. No. When it comes to VAWA, everybody gets a 10-year green card. Moving forward, further than that, if your abuser was a citizen, and whether or not you're still married to that person, you even may be divorced from this person. As someone who was married to a citizen, you will be eligible for naturalization after 3 years as a legal permanent resident. Not 3 years after being married to the person. After 3 years since you got the green card. If your abuser was a green card holder, then it's going to be 5 years. Either way, everyone gets a 10-year green card, and it doesn't matter the length of your marriage. There's no requirement as far as how soon can you file for VAWA. Because then don't bring okay, how soon after your abuse can you forgive me, or no. If you suffered abuse, please don't overthink it. You've got options. You shouldn't come to this country and live in misery because someone is threatening to send you back to Africa or to send you back to the Caribbean. Let them keep threatening, and then you call me, and let's figure it out. So let them keep threatening, and then we'll go and get you situated and get you your green card. So that's all. That's VAWA in a nutshell, people. That's it. That's all there is to VAWA. I know it sounds a lot, but that's what it is. Okay, so let's get to questions. Alrighty, let me go. Hi, Mr. Turn. How are you? Yes, I see you give me your free. See, I cannot wait for the day that I pick up the call and call you and like, what? You're from the yes, yeah. I get excited. Like that's what I need to do. And I call my I'm like, Miss M. Yeah, I get really excited. I don't know. Amy Wise 1. Hey, I haven't been here in a while. Where have you been? Hello, Mr. Tuola. How are you? Hello, Mr. Chinedu. What's going on with you? This is a family for sure. Amy Wise 1 says, I just love this family. This is a family for sure. I'm telling you, y'all don't even understand that. Y'all are my extended family. Where's TJ sleeping? Yeah, TJ had can drive, school, basketball practice, soccer practice, his homework, and then he had a little headache and gave him medicine, so he's knocked out. That's why it's quiet. Can you hear? Silence. But he's fine. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Taufik. How are you? Best and KZ, how are you doing? Hey, Miss Creasy. Miss Creasy says blessings, everyone. Been working. Okay. And hey, I am not, listen, y'all, don't even get me started about working in the US. You know, when you come to the US and like, okay, I can't wait to get that job, that dream job, or whatever it is that my passion is. And God blesses you with that. And then Uncle Sam is waiting to get all you make from that job. And they call it taxes. I'll leave that alone. I'll just leave that alone. I'll leave that alone. Because if I get started, yeah. I filed for Vawa and got a prima facie determination. I'm currently in removal for being out of status and wondering what I can do to get out of the immigration court. I would say consult with a lawyer. Number one, disclaimer, general information, nothing specific to anybody's case. If you need specific information for your case, then that is a consultation that you need to have with me or any other attorney. My consultation is 30 minutes, $130, $200 for 45 minutes, $230 for an hour. So that's how you go about that. But general information, nothing specific to nobody's case, just that's it. And I know that my girl told you she already put it up there. So hey mama, my mom is on. You see, I did tone 63. That's my mother. That is the woman who gave me life. All right, so the best route. Hey, we stop playing me. How are you? 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Yeah, grandma is on. She's fine. Thank you. The best route is to seek prosecutorial discretion, and especially because you have the prima facie determination now. And if the only reason why you are in immigration court is because of being out of status, then if you don't have a lawyer, then this is the best time for you to get one. How can you notify USCIS when VAWA is approved and I-45 is pending to be approved? What do you mean notify? USCIS is the one who approved it. There's nothing to notify them about. They already know. I'm a secret follower here and love your honesty. I always give you a referral. Thank you. I don't know your real name, but I appreciate that. Okay. Mama says hi, Miss Illinois. So that's my mom. Everybody say hi to my to my mom. I don't have grandparents anymore. Say hello to my mom. So, and it's kind of like, you know, I've been having, and that happens every October 26th going into 27 for the last 8 years. So if you see, that might be a little bit off. I'm not really sure if I'm coming through that way, but tomorrow makes it 8 years since my dad passed. So October 27, 2015. Yes. She's watching. So it gets, they say it gets easier. I don't know. I was very close to my dad. My mom would tell you that. I was just too close. I think I was I think that's part of the problem. I was excessively close to my dad. I was just, yeah. So it doesn't get easier. You just learn to deal with it. You learn to, you learn to just, you learn to deal with the loss. It doesn't get easier. You just have, you get the skill to cope, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, but yes, you're welcome. Yeah, that will be the best thing to do. But I think you should be able to do a prosecutorial discretion. Okay. Hi, Miss. I filed for 8 months ago. Biometrics done 3 months ago. How long for EAD? And it's a good question. Everybody thinks that EAD comes as soon as you have your biometrics done. Sometimes, coincidentally, it can happen, but your biometrics has nothing to do. Yes, you learn to live with, yes. Nothing to do with your how long your EAD is going to take. There are a lot of work permits that don't have fingerprint on it. Biometrics is about you just getting your fingerprint done and your photo taken. I have a lot of clients who get their work permit before they even schedule for biometrics. So you can use that to gauge how long it's going to take. But sometimes you may get your biometrics done, and in maybe 2 weeks you get an EAD. It's not because one has anything to do with the other. It's just because that happens the way it did. Okay, so let us go. Ooh, I'm not sure I can get to all those. Can you time 9:43? Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to try the best I can. See how many I can take. I got an emergency AP document with a pending VAWA case. Can I travel to see my dad? If you got an emergency AP, you requested for that. So if you requested for it, as long as you come back in, general information. This is not anything speaking to your case. I don't know anything about your case, but as long as you come back in before the expiration of the emergency AP they gave you, then you should be fine. But whether or not you're going to have any problem, I can't answer that question. Delia, I hope I had a great week. How about yourself? Thank you. Can I get a green card if I cross the border illegally? Oh, and to that question, if you enter the U.S. without inspection, in other words, illegally, but normally you will not, whether or not you're married to a citizen, it doesn't matter how many times you're married to a citizen, you will not be able to adjust your status until you have done a 601 waiver, 601A waiver, and then you leave to get your green card, immigrant visa at the embassy or the consulate. The exception to that is a VAWA case. If you entered without inspection, meaning you cross the border, and it's only one time, one entry, not more than one entry without inspection, and you're filing a VAWA petition, then you are exempt from that inadmissibility ground of not being able to adjust your status as long as it's just one entry. In other words, you would not have to leave the country to apply for your green card. You will be able to adjust your status in the country, even if you came in illegally without inspection, as long as you're filing for VAWA and it wasn't more than one entry. My friends, not my friend, okay? Not everybody's got friends that they know a whole lot about. My friend status update with an RFE, but it didn't come in the mail yet. What is normally in the letter? I don't know. Can I travel out of country with stamping my passport I-551? Expires 11/11/24. 11/11. Y'all, if you okay, let me leave that 11/11 because I have 751 pending. I can't get over that 11/11. If you know how many times I see 11/11. Yes. Short answer, yes. If you've got the I-551 stamp in your passport, that is something that allows you to come in because that is a temporary green card, as long as your passport is valid. Would you recommend a fiance or spousal visa coming from Jamaica? That is very, very subjective, depending on each person's situation. And first of all, if you're a citizen, if you're not a citizen, you don't have the option of a fiance visa. If you're a citizen, then yeah, the hair, the eyewear, lipstick looking good. Thank you. How are you and your family doing? We are doing wonderfully well. Thank you for asking. Would you recommend to apply for N400 while you have an I-751 pending? That's exactly what my client did, what we did for our client, and she is on the queue to be sworn in as a citizen because we got the N400 interview was done on Monday, got the notification of approval yesterday, and the 751 approved today. I submitted my Vawa in August 2020, and I still have not gotten a decision yet. They're about getting about August, September. If you put in your, so the best thing to do is, the first thing to do is go on USCIS.gov/person times, put in your priority date. If it tells you that it's still within normal processing time, then that's what it is. If it says you can send us an inquiry, then contact your lawyer to send an email to them. I have a religious visa. Can I get a green card with it? If you're talking about an R1 visa, it doesn't automatically convert to a green card. You've got to have an I-360 religious petition file, which is the same form you use for a VAR case. Either you self-petition or you have the religious organization file on your behalf. Can an undocumented alien married to a U.S. citizen get a green card without returning to NVC? That is if they came in with inspection, even if you've overstayed. Unless you came in without inspection, meaning you cross the border, or unless you're filing a VAR case. I probably have confused you, but there are a lot of exceptions in law. So you just have to know what applies to you. What happens if USCIS denies your I-485 after interview and your wife supported you during the interview? Okay, so what is your question? What is the estimate processing time for a fiancé visa? I usually say give you at least 2 years combined, both USCIS stage as well as the NVC embassy stage. How long after medical RFE can I hear for an interview for green card married to a citizen? That's another question I can answer. Okay. Hi, spouse sponsor with low income can affect my case. Well, if your spouse, the I-864P, I believe it's the poverty guidelines, gives you the minimum income for depending on your household number. So if your spouse doesn't make the minimum income, then you're going to need a joint sponsor. There's nothing nothing is adverse is going to happen because your spouse doesn't make as much as USCIS says they have to make, but you will need a joint sponsor. When did they start the 5 years EAD for pending asylum seekers? It's not just pending asylum seekers. If you have an asylum case pending, but you have a pending EAD as of September 27, 2023, then they're doing 5-year work permit. Any advice for someone who's about to file for marriage green card but found out they have misdemeanor? Sit down with your lawyer and discuss your case. Okay, I already answered that. Okay. I married a citizen in 2016, got my permanent residency card in I-751, divorced in 2019. Can I apply for N-400? I wouldn't believe so. If you got but when did you get the green card? You got married in 2016. When did you get a 2-year green card? You got divorced in 2019. When did you get a 2-year green card? I-130 approved, deportation proceedings terminated, fingerprints and medical submitted. What next? Well, you wait for your green card. Okay, what is? Let me go back here. I'm not sure that I have the beginning of your. But my vow was approved, but I did not receive an interview for a year. How long does it take? I'm not. So what are you asking if you're going to be getting an interview or why you haven't received an interview? Dusk till down. Is that what you're asking? If you did not get your I-45 approval notice, what do you need to do? Contact USCIS and ask them to resend you an approval notice. That is if you're able to convince them that you never got it, because they may make you file a new application just to get a duplicate notice. But contact them first and explain that you never got it, and they may be able to send you a duplicate notice. Sure. I adore the fact that you speak Yoruba. Yoruba miliki lego. Yoruba miliki leg. One try though. One try. I don't think. Yeah, Banky, it was your. I don't think Yoruba was my first language. I think it was English. I think that's the problem. Now that's the problem. I think if Yoruba was my first language, but then again, in my mom's defense, Kiloman Sonny Yoruba, because my dad was not really a Yoruba man. Let's call it spade a spade. It was not really. It was half Delta and half Yoruba. So waiting 10 months at NVC, is this normal or should I worry? Yes, it's very normal given us current circumstances. Repetitive. How long does it take to get marriage-based work permit nowadays? Anywhere from 5 months to a year. USCIS.gov/processing times. Let's see. Cannot file for my biological parents, even though I said my parents died. You're just repeating the same questions. How can someone staying in the United States for the past 13 years deal with? How can someone staying in America for the past 13 years deal with age of 67 years? Are you asking what options you have available to you being in the country for the last 13 years and you're 67 years old? If that's what you're asking, you may want to sit down with a lawyer, number one. Are you in removal proceedings? Do you have children who are citizens and 21 years or older who can file for you? Thinking about the law. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's go. Let me see. When vote is approved and I-45 has been pending, how do you notify the office that has? You're not the one who's going to notify the U.S. They will transfer your file to the office that has jurisdiction over your case. If I have a VAW case and I also have an AOS case through him, when you say him, I'm assuming your husband, does that affect my VAW case? So the I-130 and I-360 petitions are standalone petitions, meaning one does not cancel out the other. But your I-45's got to stand on something. You can't have multiple 45 be adjudicated. You can file one based on the VAW case and one based on the marriage-based case and decide, okay, you've got to decide which of the two is going to be adjudicated, and then the other has to be withdrawn. Okay. Hello, finest Shandy. Let's see. I can hear my kid snoring. He's tired. It's good to rain out sometimes. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Miss Lumayako. How are you? Hello from Columbus, Ohio. What's going on? Just another the red color lover. I love red. It's a bold color. I love red. I think it's because it's a very strong, bold, courageous color. So once again, we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. If you've got an immigration case, if it's a case style that we handle, we can represent you regardless of the state you live in. Eric from Dallas, the more you know. Thank you. Oh my goodness. We're on time, Miss Avena, really. Joining from London, United Kingdom. Thank you. What time is it in the UK? It's probably what? 4 a.m. now? But thank you for joining. Very much appreciated. Well, as my kid would say, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. The A is missing. Appreciate you. Welcome all to this space. This is a positive, non-toxic community. It is. So I've been thinking, Miss Eleanor, I think I'm going to have to hire you for this one. For real. I've been thinking of doing a group, right? Like a Facebook group where I'm trying to decide whether it should be free or subscription. Like you can get to have detailed questions. I don't know if I will have time for that. But first of all, to start with a Facebook group where people can bounce ideas against with one another, and I can always come in maybe once a week and answer questions and clarify things, and just a safe space where we're all immigrants and just have one common goal. And everyone who's a troll or comes to cause trouble is going to be blocked and out. I think it will be great, right? That's what I'm thinking. Hello, Blue Trillions. How are you? Yes, please. Repetitive questions. It's like trying to sift through them. Okay. Let's see. Share this live. You never know who may benefit. I wouldn't give trouble today. Should I upload the new passport data page? Mr. Margie, stop asking me your questions regarding your case. That's why you have an attorney assigned to your case. Or that's why you can email. Stop asking personal questions about your case on the public forum. I'm telling you, I couldn't be happier for her. Finally, to the point where this other attorney said she had to file a green card application all over again. And so when she came to us, like, why are we filing a green? I mean, nobody knows, maybe I was looking, I'm trying to understand the reasoning. Why would you file a new green card application when you're a green card holder and your status has not been rescinded? He hasn't been terminated. But anyway, we just thank God because, yeah. When people come on visas and get married, is that legal? Also, what do you think of people who come on visas and work under the table and been in the US for years? I don't know what you mean. What do I think? But if you come in on a visa or any kind of non-immigrant visa, and you get someone who you fall in love with and you get married, and you're eligible to apply for a green card without leaving, a lot of people do that. There's nothing illegal about that. Now, misrepresentation may be alleged that you misrepresented your intent when you came in, but hardly does that happen. Double blessings, I'm telling you. Yeah, if you missed us when we started, what we talked about today was understanding the VAWA process. Thank you, Miss Illinois. I appreciate that. Hello, Evil Proud from Maryland. How are you? Let's see. Hello, Epic Movement. What's going on? How was your day? Y'all, can you believe October is almost over? Like, where did the time go? How long can VAWA take, give or take, ma'am? 3 years, like we talked about. Now, there are some times that VAWA would take much less time than that. Yeah. I've got a VAWA case that was approved in 5 months. Funny thing is, on that case, it was not, it wasn't, what's it called? There was no request to expedite. That's the truth of the matter. But there is a part of the law, the section of the law that allows USCIS to transfer your priority date from a previous I-130 to your VAWA case. They don't do it all the time, but that's what's supposed to happen. And I think that's what they did in his case. I don't want to, because his priority date actually has the date that his I-130 was received as far, and that's usually what happens if they know that you have been the beneficiary of an I-130. So 5 months, but the reality of the matter is it can take up to 3 years. Hello, Miss Timmy. How are you? Okay. That's exactly what I just talked about, fresh. Good evening, Grandma. Everybody says hi, Grandma. And Anthony sent it. Tell Mom I said hello. Hey, Yabanki, when you go, can you? When you go say hello. I just like to know you're a gem, and thanks for all you do for people. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let me do a TJ tonight. Appreciate you. His voice is so deep now. I can't even believe. Appreciate you. Yes, Mr. Victor. 11:11. Their I-551 expires 11/11/24. 11/11. If your asylum case is delayed, will mandamus lawsuit help out or will have negative impact on your asylum case? It would not have a negative impact in the sense of it's supposed to make them make a decision in the sense, to schedule an interview to make, but it may make them rush your case. And if they rush your case and they say what your evidence was incredible enough and the story, removal of proceedings unless you are in a valid non-immigrant status. Can a person brought in without inspection as a 3-year-old, but is now an adult, change status here? His dad was a citizen before the child was brought in. Short answer, no. Unless the person, even if the person gets married, because you entered without inspection, then you cannot adjust unless you are on like something like a DACA and you leave the country and you come back in. Once you come back in on DACA and you come back in, you're leaving the country at advance for you come back in. That's going to become a legal entry, and once you have a legal entry, that legal entry does not give you a new status, but it makes you now eligible to adjust status. Say, for instance, you get married to a citizen, then you'll be able to adjust status. But if you're looking to file through a parent as a citizen, that's not going to help in any way. Okay. Can a spouse and government support a Section 6, as I thought it was Section 8, file for spouse? They can, but the truth of the matter is they'll lose their benefits. So the question is the person ready to lose your benefits? Because most of the time you can't be on Section 8 or government benefit, having government benefit, and then you're married, because the income has to be considered. So that's why a lot of people have that issue. Months is over now and no adjudication yet. What would you advise? Try an ombudsman inquiry. If that fails, then you may have no other option but to sue USCIS. Keep in mind, however, though, if your case is still within normal processing time, then it's still within normal processing time. You just have to wait. Immigrants were the most impatient people ever. Raise your hand if you are still learning patience. If someone got prima facie for the first time and expired and hasn't gotten renewal after a month, please, what do you advise? If you've got a lawyer in your case, have your lawyer email them. If you've got no lawyer in your case, you got to send them a letter to ask them to remind them of sending you your prima facie determination. My facial expression. What did I do? What did I don't have a poker face. I've been trying all my life. I just don't have a poker face. I don't. But what did I do? I don't know. What was the question? I can't remember. I'm doing wonderfully well. Finance Jenny. Mr. Bennett, yes. I think I'm going to do that. I think it would be great. Do you have like a group on Facebook? I know the right person who's going to help me come up with an idea. I don't know if Mr. Gray is still here. Okay, Illinois. But Illinois and Mr. Bennett, you have to, I think, maybe do a, yeah, because the truth of the matter is, I've got someone who runs, I got a team of people who are, knock on wood, God has just, it took a while, but God has been faithful to just be able to get me the right team that can work with me. I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am. So I've got a lady who does our posting, but that'll be too much. I think Mr. Gray would help me. On what ground can Vawa be expedited? Medical grounds, humanitarian reasons, financial hardship. Everybody's case is different. Your story is going to be different from the next person, and they're going to process that expedited request on a case-by-case basis. $2024 is around the corner. Yeah, there's already Christmas. My local Walmart has Christmas shop already set up. It's like, the teacher Thanksgiving. The teacher Halloween. Well, that's not a holiday, but at least those who teach Halloween, teach Thanksgiving, teach Christmas. Oh, God. We may skip Christmas this time because last Christmas was just 3 months ago. Exactly. How long does it take to get an advance parole via VA from the day it was filed? USCIS.gov/processing times. Hello, Mr. Kelechi. How are you? Are they still responding to I-130? I believe so. Why would they not respond to I-130? I mean, is there any other reason or difference apart from the one you mentioned earlier between C31 and C9 VA categories? C9 is not a VA category. C9 is not a VA category work permit. C9 is just based on adjustment of status application. C31 is a VA category work permit. A C14 can also be technically a VA category because it's for deferred action. C9 has nothing to do with a VA case. It is basically and solely attached to an I-45. The reason why you're able to do that and get that while you file a VA case is because you're filing the I-45. Okay. All right. I think I got all the questions. We got all the questions. Okay. That was good. That was quite a bit. But Patty, thank you. Can I apply for advanced parole? I already received my work permit, and what evidence do I need? I don't give evidence unless you're my client. But can you apply for work advanced parole if you've got a basis for it, like you've got a pending I-45, you've got a pending asylum case, something that allows you to become eligible to apply for that? Okay. All right. Can someone living in the United States with masters in oil and gas file EB2 visa and has been denied green card before? You got the masters in. So it's not about whether you can file a petition. You don't have to be in the United States to file a petition. You can file a petition outside the United States if you qualify. The question is, if you've been out of status and you've been denied before of a green card, then that means you're already probably most likely out of status. And if you're out of status, you cannot adjust your status in the country relating to employment grounds. You can't. EB2 a petition, you can get that, but it wouldn't give you any basis to apply for adjustment of status, because adjustment of status is strictly about admissibility issues based on an approved petition, whatever your petition is. Can I ask questions about K2 visa in your DM to know what you're doing if I can hire you? But I would like to say what happened first and what we can do. That's what the consultation is for. I don't do, if you're going to send a DM, that's going to be my assistant who's going to respond, and she's going to tell you exactly what I'm telling you, which is that's what a consultation is for. I don't do pre-consultations to answer your questions. That's what it's for. What form to file when filing for parent or half brother? I-130. Okay. All right, people. I think we have done. Hello, Island Girl. My day was fine. How was yours? I think we have done all the questions. How do I book a consultation with you? 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓.com. I drew a blank there. Can you tell it's been a long day? 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓.com. If you go on our website, it's very, very straightforward. Or text to 334-341-4475. info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓.com. Good to know. And so, but fastest ways to go on my website, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓.com. Yeah, or you can call us tomorrow when we open at 8:30. Someone will be glad to send you that information. Thank you, Mr. Felix. Elena Sanctor, you're the best. So once again, if you've got an immigration case, there is a case staff that my firm handles. It doesn't matter the state you live in. Immigration is federal practice. That means that an immigration attorney can represent you regardless of the state you live in. Contact information is 334-341-4475. You know, we all have things that every one of us has a gift, and our gift is our ministry. But I never, thank you. I never think of the fact that what I do, it can be considered a ministry until one of my clients said it. But for me, I think it's just a blessing that I was talking to a friend today, and so I was talking to a friend today, and he put me on the spot because he got his mom on the phone, and I didn't know. He just said, "Hey," and he calls me Sister Abby. He says, "Sister Abby, my mom is on the phone. I need to." And as soon as his mother got on the phone, she just started praying. Y'all, if you were people asking what is it that I can get you, which is like what you usually like, I was like, the best gift you can give me is prayer. Well, besides ordering from Lickfinger. I was gonna say that, but the best gifts you can give me, the best gift I think anybody can give anybody is prayer. But you know, there is our real like deep prayers on young mangba. And when you know that you are going to enter into the realm of prayer and worship, you know, but it was just the deep prayers, and there's nothing like it. For when a mother prays for you and tells you that you're welcome, to God blesses the work of your hands. What greater gift can anyone give you? And so I pray that as we come together every time in this forum, that we come with a gift that we have. If everyone's got a gift, you've got a gift of encouragement, you've got a gift of listening, you've got a gift of reminding people, even Miss Eleanor, Miss Abeda, I don't take the gifts that they have to encourage, to promote for granted, because it all comes together to work in one accord. So I pray that our gifts will make room for us, and in believing that our gifts will make room for us, that God will make room for us, even in this foreign land that we have found ourselves as immigrants, that we will have our stand, we will make our stands, and we'll have our stamps here, that our children, because most of us are doing this for our children, will look back one day and know the sacrifices that we've gone through. But more importantly, that whatever situation we find ourselves, that God will create that room in this country where we can all use our gifts. That is our ministry. Because like I've got this special person in my life now that y'all don't start any rumors, just saying. But he is he is talented. He is extremely talented, and sometimes I am in awe, like, wow. But there are some things that seem to be limitations, but I know beyond anything that it's just a matter of time for God to make room for him, and so that his ministry can thrive. Because I know that when we all are here, don't start no rumor. When our ministries thrive, we're able to expand, we're able to grow, we're able to fly. And so our goal and our prayer is that God will open up room for us. The person who just became a citizen and got her green card at the same time, my friend who's been here since 2013 and got her green card approved today, she's Vicky is her name, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying it, but Vicky is, those friends that have like miscellaneous stuff. Behave. Those friends where they have like 4.200 million GPA, like like they're just smart like hell. And to be limited by your status, it can be limiting. It can be very limiting. When I wanted to initially go back to law school, I remember the challenges that I had to face because I didn't have green card. It was night and day when I finally had a green card and went back to law school. It was night and day. And the people that I was in class, because I had some people who also were foreign graduates, it was a difference because I had a green card, so I wasn't subjected to what they had to go through. But it doesn't mean their gifts was less. It just means that they just didn't have the avenue to be able to express that. So I'm praying that God would open up avenues for us so that all our gifts would shine, and our ministries would fully be able to carry on that ministry that He has granted us. Um, Someone said, let people pay for the group. Please don't make it free. You already know me, right? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, make a subscription, but I mean, just like, if it's somewhere where people can come, there's nothing like having a safe space. But, I pray that our gifts will make room for us, and God will make room for our gifts, so that that room that our gifts, that makes room for our gifts, where our gifts cannot in turn make room for us. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys